All right. Guess what? We are back on World of Pets podcast. I've got my amazing co-host Anthony. We'll have a couple minutes at the end for him to tell him what his new adventure. But tonight, we have a very special guest, Ashlin, a friend of my friend, and I love the fact that we've got connected the way we did. This is going to be a great conversation. First, I'm going to get our sponsors out of the way. That'd be debspets.com. That's DEBSPETS.com. And our wonderful host, Emily Golmer, has another podcast, which I think, oddly enough, we're broadcasting to right now because we're having a problem with our other channel. But it's the World of Ability podcast.
Oh, we are. Huh?
So, if I understood the message that just came in right before we went live.
And we got another special guest with us tonight, David.
Yeah, we got special guest puppy, special guest puppy, special guest puppy. Ashlin, so I got from your notes. So currently, you're a vet tech for a surgeon, right?
Yes.
But you started this journey by taking in stray animals. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I've always been in love with animals. I found a book that I wrote, was like a little about me thing that I wrote in first grade, and I said that I wanted to be a vet. Once I got in high school, I realized I didn't want to do vet school, so I just settled for being a technician. I actually started. My mom let me foster animals in high school, and then I kind of fell in love with rescue, and throughout there, the whole rule was we could have puppies, but we had to adopt them out, so I was still able to get puppy love, and then I was able to rescue them out. So it kind of built upon that. And then I started as a kennel worker and then worked up to a technician. And then I've been working as a technician for over 10 years now. With the specialty clinic, it's been the last 3 years, which is very cool. All kind of specialty surgeries. We do bone surgeries, back surgeries, all kind of. I think the only thing we don't do is brain. I think it's what my people said today. Is the only thing that we don't do. We do everything else.
That's the only thing I was hoping for because I need brain surgery.
Yeah, I mean, you can just call me Scarecrow if I only had a brain.
So about that progression. So if they let you add puppies and they let you rescue, was there an emotional barrier that you were able to put up between the time that you brought them in until the time you had to let them go?
Yes. And it was more like, I don't know. I still do it to this day. Whenever I rescue puppies or kittens that I don't want to keep, it's more of it's not going to fit for my household and my life. They're going to be better somewhere else. So I can keep that emotional wall up to where I'm I can still love them and take care of them. And then somebody else will be a better fit for them. And that's why I just keep it in my mind. Somebody else will be a better fit. They'll be happier somewhere else. And as long as I'll be happier somewhere else, then I'm happy.
Yeah, that's important. Anthony,
yeah.
build on that.
We're live on YouTube. I was trying to go on YouTube to answer the questions, but I don't think we're live.
Okay, so I'll follow that up with, so how far out of high school did you start your journey into the pet medical field?
Immediately. I graduated and then I started applying at different vets, and I got into a clinic as a kennel worker. And then I think 2016 is whenever I started working as a tech. So I think 2014 is when I started as a kennel worker. So I worked kennel worker for a couple years. And then it was right after graduation. I graduated in 2014, and then I started at the clinic that year at the end of the year at some point. But I've always, as soon as I started there, I had moved out and I rescued 2 cats immediately. There were 2 cats that were abandoned at the clinic that lived there. So I just took them home.
Yeah.
No.
Anything to follow up on that, Anthony?
I like cats. They taste like chicken. No, I mean, my daughter has a cat. So, we actually had to put her one cat down, I don't know, a month or so ago, and she's since gotten a new cat. And that cat, I mean, just will keep me up at night. I've got scratches all up and down my chest because I'll be petting her, and all of a sudden she's like, I'm not bread dough. You don't need to need me.
Right.
And now I got scratches everywhere. So I let this one kind of play games with her so she leaves the bedroom and I can sleep.
It's a good way to do it.
Yeah. No,
Ashlin, tell us about.
I'm a vet also, but a veteran instead of a veterinarian. So anyway.
Tell us about I think in our text, you mentioned that you work with shelters and stuff like that as well.
Yes.
Tell us about that. You can plug them. That's a whole totally free plug for them. We're not bound by anything here except for Debbie. So
Yeah, I haven't worked with many rescues recently. The last one that I did was Swampy Paws, and they have it's this one lady who does it, and she just came into some money and wanted to rescue animals, so she does it all out of her own pocket, and I'm pretty sure it's nonprofit now, but she does it all, and she had 20 sanctuary dogs, and these dogs just had medical issues that they couldn't be rescued out or adopted out. So she has fosters, that she has people that will take different animals and just keep them until they pass away. And the first one that I took was Maddie. She was a little schnauzer mix. She had like a cancer in her face. I only had her for a couple months. The second one that I got was Belle, and I had her for like 3 years. She was a little 4-pound Yorkie, and she had a heart condition. So her heart was like as big as her chest. It was huge. She had heart medication twice a day. But she was the best little thing in the world. But that's my favorite kind of rescue to do, is the old, let them kind of live out their life, in a good situation. But whenever a couple years ago, before I started working at this job, I worked at a low cost, high volume clinic. So it was a lot of like more people that couldn't really afford stuff. They would abandon animals, drop things off all the time. Like 4 of my animals that I have currently are from there, from just people leaving them, abandoning them. Like my Chihuahua, they were going to just put him down for some reason, no reason at all. I really have no idea why. So I took him home. I was like, you're not putting him down. Like, he's fine. He's mine now. So that's been the most rescue that I've done recently, is just like taking things that need homes and keeping them because I can't get rid of them.
I don't blame you on that.
Yeah.
I ordered dachshunds. I had 3 dachshunds at one point. So
yeah.
Let me know if you ever come across somebody that feels that way about old, fat, retired veterans, because you can take in people that need a home, and people keep putting me down. And, they do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, no, my dog Belle lived like a little princess for the few years that I had her. She was ridiculous. Like, she was a mess, absolute mess. She was like, I think she was 12 when I got her. She lived till 14, 15. So.
Yeah, my mom's got this little Chihuahua, a little deer head Chihuahua. And my siblings and I got it for her like a year and a half ago. It was a puppy. Anyway, she keeps telling that Chihuahua, we're going to grow old together. You're like my final pet, and we're going to grow old together. And I think that if you take care of Chihuahuas, they can live late into their teenage years.
No, I've met a 15, 16-year-old, 18-year-old Chihuahua for sure.
Yeah, same. I think it's a small dog thing, because all of my dachshunds lived a very good long life. Bella, unfortunately, was attacked by a big dog. Duke died of a rare blood disease, but they made Peyton, my name, Peyton Pooh, and he lasted 16 years. But
Yeah.
and the only reason that he passed was because he picked a fight with a big dog and it broke his jaw. So it was a special experience. I mean, that's like having a child, because I had him from the minute that he was born, all the way until the end, when I had to actually be the guy to make that decision, which was so hard.
Yeah.
How do you have people help cope with those kinds of situations?
It's mostly it's a little difficult. It's mostly because like staying professional too, while you're dealing with it. And trying not to cry is very difficult. I would usually be fine until it was like it maybe like an old man or something that was just sobbing. Then it's like, how am I going to hold this together?
Yeah.
But then the doctor would also be struggling too, and it's not just me. But it just telling them that they're doing the right thing is mostly the best thing that you can do, because most of the time they're just unsure, and it's just you have to just be the one to be like, this is what I would do. Like, you're doing the right thing. This is the only option that we have. Like, it's either this or they're gonna suffer. Just usually just kind words and just kind of being there.
That's amazing. That because my daughter's a vet assistant as well. She's not a vet tech; she's just an assistant. But when I would take Peyton in for his visits and just be waiting in the waiting room, and somebody would just come out sobbing, that broke my heart.
Yeah.
So I know
Yeah.
how that kind of emotion can be in the moment.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. And it helps when you're not attached to the patient,
Right.
You can kind of keep that detachment, but it's mostly the other people's emotions that'll get to me. like I know, especially like they come in, it's like a hit by a car or something, and like we can't fix it. There's nothing else we can do. We need to put it down right now, So like when those, like, obviously the people are super distraught, but it's more of a situation where I can stay detached and I can kind of be there and give them the information they need and kind of be there like a shoulder for them. Y'all quit.
Very good.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, the dogs. I'm sorry. I was not going to mess with you.
She keeps jumping on the chihuahua and then he keeps yelling at her. You stop.
What you got, Anthony? I know you got questions lined up.
Oh, I've got questions. I'm not sure anybody on this podcast can. No, anyway. So you said you have how many pets? 8?
Yes.
So what all do you currently have?
I have my 2 dogs. I have 4 cats inside, 1 cat outside, because she just showed up one day. She kind of does her own thing. And I have a sulcata tortoise.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes.
My daughter loves turtles, by the way.
Outside cats in southern Arizona. I live in Tucson, Arizona. The problem with outside cats in southern Arizona is, unfortunately, that's a dead cat.
Right.
There's too many vermin out here.
Right.
There's too many predators.
Yeah.
I have never met anybody that successfully had an outdoor cat. Now, what I will say is I've met people who are able to do a little more vermin control. And maybe they have some land with like chickens and things, and they've got chicken wire. They're able to have like a hybrid kind of barn, indoor, and outdoorish type of cat.
Yeah.
But they're constantly keeping an eye on the property and trying to figure out what's on there. But if you just like live in the city of Tucson or live in one of the suburbs and you're just going to let your cat out, you might as well just give that cat a death sentence. Because
Yeah. No, I mean, I live in Louisiana, so it's not as nuts out here, but I've had lots of cats show up, and she's the only one that's actually stuck around. She comes inside to eat, and she'll use the bathroom sometimes, and then she wants to go right back outside. She screams at the door until I let her out, and she comes in when she wants to. She literally does what she wants. I just let her do. Like, whatever. Not gonna question it. Yeah, all the rest of mine stay inside though. I don't let them. Nope, I don't do inside outside. She just showed up and I just kind of let her do. All my cats are boys though. I like boy cats.
My first cat was a Siamese, and unfortunately, in Colorado, much like Arizona, if you have an outdoor cat, you're eventually going to find a catsicle in your backyard.
Yeah.
If you let him out. He got out. I didn't let him out. He just somehow got out. And that was like, where's my cat? I'm just like checking the whole perimeter. I'm like, oh.
What?
It was horrible. It was horrible. I literally picked him up by his tail.
What are you acting on? You can come up here. What's your problem? Huh? What's the matter to you? What's the matter to you?
Broncos, baby. I'm a native.
Go Bills.
We got what? Go Bills?
Yeah, go Bills.
You live in Arizona.
I grew up in Syracuse, New York.
All right, so continuing about pets. So let's talk about like if pets need some supplementation, some nutrition, that kind of stuff. What are you recommending in like certain scenarios?
It really just kind of depends on what all they need. The most things that I have issues with that I see at work is like joint stuff is
Mhm.
usual, and like skin stuff.
Okay.
The best thing for the skin and joint, it helps also is like omega-3s, like fatty acids, fish oils, stuff like that. Any of those will help out. And then for joints, always the best thing is like glucosamine chondroitin. Any of those brands, doesn't even matter. They have like the fancy dog brands like Dasaquin and stuff like that, but it doesn't really matter as long as it's glucosamine chondroitin, the joint supplements. That's the important thing. And you can do the joint supplements and the fish oil and stuff in combination. It's not going to hurt anything. It'll just help them out.
All right.
Now, do you like put them in their food or just
Yeah,
like if
they have different
if a
different
dog won't
options.
take a pill, which
Yeah,
most won't.
yeah. So they have some that are like pump stuff. If she wouldn't mind eating it on the food, some of it smells kind of fishy, but they have like pumps. They have the chews. They have lots and lots of different options of ways to get them in there. I think they even have like paste. I mean, like there's all kinds of different stuff, different ways.
That's cool. And some of the new science that we're finding out through debspets.com is mushroom supplements. I don't know if you've heard of it. I
Shameless
highly
plug.
recommend that you look into it.
I've heard of some. There's like so many different supplements that you can freaking use.
Right.
I feel like I've heard of one, but it's been a while.
Okay. Well, we highly recommend, we all support the Coriolis versicolor mushroom. Say that 10 times fast, by the way. You know
By
what
the
I'm
way,
talking
by the
about.
way, by the way, by the way, by the way, by the way.
So, but the thing that we've found is that it's good for pets and humans in general. Most deer and elk and all those find that in the wild, and they use that, and that's why they're so very healthy and have good immune system. That's why they're a healthy sort of meat.
Yeah.
In hunting season, of course, not when they're in their backyard like we have in Colorado Springs. But so in your experience in the uh, I guess the treatment. So you're more of an emergency scenario hospital that you work in?
No, we do surgeries, but it's more of like we cut and not say we cut and receive. We see and receive. So like Mondays, one doctor does appointments, and then on the second day she'll do surgery, and then the second doctor will see appointments, and then the next day it'll swap. So they'll see different things. We will have emergencies come in, but it's usually they'll go to an emergency place and they'll get stabilized, and then they'll come to us and we'll take care of whatever they need. We usually are like mostly orthopedics. We'll fix lots of broken bones. We do like CCL repairs, which is like an ACL in humans.
Oh, wow.
The MPLs, which is their knees that pop out, we fix those. We do dachshunds. We do back surgeries. Lots of back surgeries on dachshunds. Yeah. They'll slip a disc. Like all kinds of that kinds of stuff. Big masses that regular places can't take off because they're so large. Different surgeries that regular places won't do is what we do.
It's always painful when you slip a disc, whether you're a human, a dog,
I actually had that
or your multi-disc player. It's always painful when you slip a disc.
Yeah, it was the worst experience. Would not recommend it.
You'd be listening.
Always, I'm extra careful with the back dogs because I understand. Yeah.
Frisbee golf is the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be slipping discs in that either.
No.
Oh my gosh.
So
yeah, you better get this out of your system, brother, because I'm expecting some very serious things out of you.
That's a different platform for a different day. Trust me.
Right. I know.
Serious conversations lately, and I'm willing to have them. Yeah, those jokes don't land most places. Anyway, you said you're in Louisiana?
Yeah.
Okay. So is it just the one clinic you guys have, or is this like a chain in Louisiana?
No, we actually have two. I'm in Baton Rouge, and we have one in Baton Rouge and one in New Orleans.
Red Baton. Okay.
Yes. So we're in Metairie, I think is where they are in New Orleans. But they had the New Orleans one, and then they wanted to expand into Baton Rouge so they could have like both clienteles.
I have a very profound question. If you're in Louisiana and this guy right here is in Colorado Springs, how'd you meet him?
My best friend works with him, and she used to live here, obviously, and she moved to Colorado.
Yeah, she's the bomb.
Yeah, so that's it. Mutual connection.
Colorado Springs, we got Tucson, we got Red Baton. I mean, you can't beat that, man.
Yeah, she used to live here.
Okay.
Put us in contact.
Yeah, it's just amazing how things tend to connect when you have the same vibe with people.
Right.
It's so funny because I remember talking as a kid about how small of a world it is. Like you'd meet somebody, growing up in the middle of New York State, you'd meet somebody and they're from all the way across the country in Washington or the West Coast.
Right.
Or whatever. And then years later, you're a teenager and you meet one of their family members and you're like, what a small world we live in. But the internet has made it even smaller.
Yeah.
In today's world. I mean, next thing you know, you're going to be married to a princess from Africa. I mean, you never know. It's just such a small world.
Yep. Yeah. We're connected. And that's why I like doing these podcasts because, Ash, if you want to expand on, your business, if they're allowing you to, I don't know if you need permission, but you can plug them all the way right here. That's why we do this. And so if you want to take a chance to do that when we're done, feel free. I don't know if you need to ask permission for that.
Yeah,
I do for my company. So, but that's why I keep it pretty low key on my podcast. So
yeah.
But Anthony, any more questions, comments that you have for our special guest here this evening?
Talking about some of these supplements, do you really think that they're good preventative measures as far as keeping the dog's joints or the animal's joints healthy? As far as then you don't have to rack up the vet bills and hopefully we can put Ashlin out of a job. I mean, no, but I mean, you don't have to rack up the vet bills that way.
Yeah, no, I think so. What the doctors told me is that it's sort of, some of them will lubricate their joints and stuff, so they'll move a lot easier. So if they're not as stiff and they're moving easier, they're not going to have as many complications, Right.
So it basically is like what
David theoretical,
or what Peyton Pooh was saying. It is kind of like the Varialis Coriolis mushroom thing, but for skeletal structure rather than immune system.
Yeah.
It's
Coriolis versicolor, brother.
That's what I said. My friends call me Mater. Club Mater.
So glad you're going to be a lawmaker.
Yeah, that's exciting.
I have people tell me that if I can't pronounce words, I'll be like, you're just going to do an audio over while I'm giving my speech on the floor. You just say this word,
please
we'll
hire me.
Nothing happened.
Please hire me.
Have a recording of him saying the
word. I talk to 250 people a day, so I have zero problems with communicating with people. Ash, do you have another 5 minutes of that we can have of your time to just give your experience and special experiences and things that were good, feel good stories that had positive outcomes and not just for the pets but for the people with those pets?
I mean, more recently I've had some cooler ones because of working at the specialty clinic. We'll get some, mostly it's routine things, but sometimes we'll get some crazier stuff, we had one. I'm trying to remember what I don't remember. It was a while back. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened to her. I remember if she was hit by a car, or if she had just gotten away from her owners and attacked by something. But she was like torn up real bad. She stayed in the hospital for like 2 weeks, and we had to basically put her back together. But we fixed her, and she went home, and they were so excited to have her. And like that's the really great thing, because like I see all on the daily basis, we'll see like broken bones and stuff, and rather than us having to amputate, we'll be able to fix it. And like now this dog has 4 working limbs again. And especially the puppies are the best, because the freaking people love to drop their puppies. Be careful with your puppies. And the kids love to drop their puppies. We had a dog that broke both her front legs because a kid dropped it, and both of them snapped. So she had little splints on her front legs, clip clomping around. But we fixed her. Man. She got her front legs are fixed now. She's all good again. But like we do all kinds of stuff like that. I don't think if there's any other.
She was just rehearsing for the tap dancing routine.
She was. It was the funniest thing. It was just like clip clomp. Like
it's like, no, you don't need clogs for tap dancing. You need tap
right.
Not
she
clogs.
Was Chinese crested too, so she was like extra silly looking.
Yeah.
Those are the funniest looking little dogs.
Oh, did it happen to be an Irish setter?
It's a close one.
Oh, that's so funny. All right, so what I'm going to plug our sponsors again. That would be debspets.com, DEBSPETS.com. We supply pet and human wellness products there. I highly recommend for your human wellness that you detoxify, find natural cleaners, all that good stuff. That's in the news. There's companies out there that support that as well. And definitely want to give Anthony a moment here just to give us an update and an outro. Ashlin, I thank you so much for your time. We definitely will have you back on. So stay in touch. You're in my phone. If you just want to talk, give me a call. You're awesome.
Very glad to be here.
What do you want me to give an update on, David?
Point.
What do you want me to give an update on, David?
Just the adventure that you're on.
I won't use too much of Deb's platform to talk about this. Number one, she's in a different legislative district than I am. But number two, it's just not the platform for it. But in the next 2 weeks, you'll probably be annoyed if you follow my social media with the stuff you start seeing coming out. I have my website, which will have a link to my funding site, my petition to sign to get me on the ballot. But basically, in my Arizona district, I'm running for the state Senate to be a state legislator and be up there and try to bring real reform to Southern Arizona.
Very good. I'll vote for you from Colorado if I could, but I can't. So,
yeah, no, that's
all
not
right.
the way
With that, tell us how we love the world, brother. Tell us how we love the world.
We do. We love you guys, and you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You were created for a purpose. And if you need anything, veteran, civilian, non-veteran, whatever it is, we are here for you. We want to talk to you. We'd rather have a 3 a.m. conversation than to wake up a few hours later and hear your name in the headlines because you just couldn't go on any further. We have resources available. If we can't help you, we will find a way to put you in touch with somebody who can. And so we want to be a resource for you. So please do not be afraid to reach out.
Very good. And final words again, debspets.com, DEBSPETS.com. You can find me on a totally separate platform, Rumble, under the name Peyton Pooh listed below. And I have 2 different shows. One covers Colorado Springs Prayer, and the other one is the channel that got canceled by Facebook. So
yes.
I love you all.
I did download Rumble Studio, so you need to text me about that.
Very good, very good. Yeah, I'll be in the works on that. So it's usually just I do shorts right now. I'm trying to get into long form, and you'll be my first one. So
it's good. We love you guys.
Yep. With that, God bless you all. We'll talk to you next time.